I thought I'd put together an introductory video for the Chauvet or Chauvet Stage Designer 50. I just got this thing, and I gotta say I was actually pretty frustrated putting it together. I spent about probably a good 3 hours of not making any progress. There's a couple of simple mistakes that I made that I didn't think the manual covered very well, so I'm throwing this out there. What I've done is I've set this up so that it'll operate 5 different lights in sequence with a beat. I have the power cord plugged in. I have an RCA input into the audio jack, and then I have in the 3-hole DMX cable, data cable. Make sure you get a data cable and not an audio cable, not a microphone cable, but an actual data cable. And probably the most important mistake I made early on is this polarity switch. Okay, notice the polarity switch is flipped to the right. The directions said that it was a polarity switch and said absolutely nothing else about it. Didn't say which direction it needed to be on. The entire time I had it flipped to the left, which would be intuitive because, well, my cable is plugged in the left, and I thought maybe it had something to do with that. And apparently it does not. It needs to be in the right position. For starters, I have all of my sliders in the down position to begin with. And most importantly, we look at this master. The A is slid all the way to the top and the B is slid all the way to the bottom. So the fade bar I have in the instant position. The speed bar I found didn't really matter where that's located, and right now the audio level bar does not really matter where that is located. Again, it's important to get this stuff set up right, because if you have one bar that's in the wrong direction, you're not going to see any lights. So anyways, begin record. First thing we do is we have to hold the record button and press 1 in sequence. I'm going to press 1, 5, 6, 8 and let go of the record button. That'll put us in record mode. Okay, and after you do that, you'll see all the lights kind of flicker at once. That means you're in record mode, and you can see over here that we are in record mode. The next thing you have to do is notice this little button right here that says Chase Scene. I hit the mode select until I get into 1 to 24A, and I believe that activates all 24 channels here. What I have right now is I have one light that is set up on the first 6 channels. So I'm going to slide all these sliders up, and if you look over here, there's my light. Okay, if I slide the sliders down, light goes off. I slide them up, it's fine. And I will explain exactly how that works in a minute. But that is light 1 on the first 6 channels. Light 2 is on the next 6 channels, so I'm going to slide up the next 6 channels. You see all these things light up. There's light number light number 7 through 12. Okay, and then I have this light right in front of me is on the next 4 channels. So I've got 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, there's that light. The next light is down here. Let's see, I'm going to push up the next 4. And then the last light is right behind me, and I'm going to push up the next 4 channels. Okay, so I have everything lit. I'll get into the channel details a little bit later, but right now my 5th channel for each of the bars is the strobe effect. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So notice if I slide this up, there's a strobe. And as I slide it back down, the strobe goes away. And then the next one starts on channel 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is my strobe. And that turns off the strobe and that light. So now I have everything white. Let's say this is where I want to start. So I'm going to simply hit the record button. As I hit the record button, I don't know if you can see this. As I hit the record button, it now says step number 1. So that means the very first step, everything's going to be lit. So let's say for step number 2, I simply want to turn off one of the lights. On channel 6 of the two big lights is my dimmer. I'm going to slide this down and up, and you can see the light dims up and down. This is all defined in the lights operating manual. So let's say for the second one I want to dim that. I'm going to hit record. That says step number 2. So now I have 4 of my 5 lights lit. Let's say step number 3, I want to turn off the other light. So the other light is now off. I'm going to hit record. And let's say for step number 4, I want to turn those lights back on, but I want them to be red. So I'm going to turn the dimmer back up. And I know that my red for these lights is my first channel. So right now I have red, blue, and green. I'm going to turn off the blue and green. Oh, I've got to turn off, I think that's the all channel. And then the same thing here, turn these off and turn off the all channel to get, I made a mistake here. That's the red, that's the all channel. So now I have red and I have red. And let's hit save. So I'm going to hit record again. Now it says step 4. Step 5, maybe I'll do the same thing to the other light. So each of these are 4 channels. I know that the first one is my dimmer. Second one is red, blue, green, so I turn off blue, green. I'll leave my dimmer all the way up. I'm going to turn off blue, green, leave red. And then let's say the last one, I just want to turn off the dimmer. So here I have red. I've got red over here. I've got red up here. I've got red over here. And then I have this one turned completely off. Hit record again. And that is step number 5. Okay, and I do this over and over and over again until I get however many steps I want in whatever sequence I want. I'm doing this for music purposes. So anyway, when I'm finished, here's the key. I need to hit the record button and hold it, and then down here are my scenes. So if I hit the record button and then click on one of the scenes, it'll store it to that scene. So let's say I want to store it to scene 7. So I'm going to hold the record button. I'm holding the record button, and then I'm going to press scene 7. And then when I let go of everything, everything flickers. I now have that stored in the scene. So let's say I want to run this scene. Well, I have to get out of my mode select. I have to now select up to chase and scene. Now the way I've gotten this to work, and again I don't fully understand this, is I just move all the sliders down. All the sliders are down. And then I move scene 7 up. And here we can see these things flashing through the different scenes. Okay, why are they flashing through the scenes? Well, right now I have my speed set to, it looks like it's about 1.5 seconds. So they flash every 1.5 seconds. Okay, if I speed it up, they flash faster. If I slow it down, they flash much slower. And then in this particular case, okay, I have the audio button off. If I click the audio button, I have this set up to my drum set. So watch. So they now click to my drum when I have the audio button clicked. The only other things on here that I'm going to talk about are the blackout. If I hit blackout, everything goes out. And if I hit full on, everything is on. So that's the basics of getting started. Hopefully that worked for you.